Well, a sad day, but a good day for reflection here. Brian Higgins, Cam MacPherson, and certainly all of our condolences as we lost your grandfather. But what's it been like here to get to know him and watch kind of his interaction with the community over your lifetime?
He's been such a huge inspiration for me because of the way he conducts himself and how friendly he is, and milling about Syracuse. He loved going around town and meeting people, getting to know the people of Syracuse, and giving back, in his own special way, whether through grand gestures or just one little thing for whoever he ran into.
Obviously, you were not born yet while he was the coach here, but to still see his relationship with this town during your time must have been something special.
It's moving. Yeah, it's really moving, especially now that, so many people are coming forward with great stories and such fond memories. And it's great to know that he will be as fondly remembered by the community as he is by our family.
He was obviously very excited about you and your brother's football careers and followed it from, as small as you could have been up through playing at Syracuse. The fact that he got to watch you two play must mean something so much for both of you.
Yeah, no, the sacrifices he went to make it to our games, in high school, he'd watch our practices in high school, he'd park his car and watch from there. He had such an investment in us, and he loved us so much, loved us a lot.
When you see that, and now you get to be a part of this a little bit, you've mentioned you're starting to hear stories from all over the place. Does that amaze you, how many stories you're hearing, or is like we kind of knew that everybody had this relationship?
I think it amazes me, but it doesn't surprise me, He had this way of making people feel really special, like they were the only people in his life. And so it certainly isn't surprising to me that he left an impression on so many people. But it doesn't, it speaks to his personality, his warm personality.
Well, I'll say this, he was your grandfather, but for most of people your age, my age in Syracuse, he kind of felt like a third grandfather, I guess. So again, our condolences to your entire family.
Thank you so much, Brian. Thank you.
Well, as we said to your brother, Macky, all our condolences, I think, from all the community here at Syracuse to your family. What does it mean for you here early in this process to hear so much coming back from the Syracuse community?
Well, it's unbelievable. No, actually, I shouldn't say that. It's not unbelievable, but it's hard to express in words how nice and how loved it has made our family feel. As you can imagine, this is an incredibly difficult time, and we're all trying to stay strong through it. But to get all these this love and outpouring from the community it's been great, because it's nice to know that we loved him so much, and we loved him as a grandfather, but everyone else loved him as a person too. It wasn't just they loved him as a coach. So to hear all these stories about who he was and how he helped people, or the little things he did for people, random people messaging my mom on Facebook, just to let them, share their story with us, it's been truly an absolute blessing and pleasure.
Obviously, you've known your grandfather your whole life.
Right.
I mean, I've gotten to know him maybe 10, 15 years now, but the amount of people that met him once and still have a story, that seems to be almost too many to count here in Syracuse.
Yeah, that's right. I think he's got an ability to make an impact on the first impression. And he's got a huge personality, and he's an infectious character. And so all those things combined, he really made friends quickly. And, whether it was the waitress at the diner that we go to every Sunday after church, or if it was his good friend Ralph Leonard in Maine that he's known since he was a kid, it's been like that. And I'm sure I'll hear plenty more stories in the next week, month, year, decade.
Save for the New England accent, it's easy to forget he's not from Syracuse, I guess, because of all the ties he has here. And you and your brother have the ties now, too, having played for the program. To have your grandfather get to watch both of you go through that process, what did that mean to you and Cam?
Gosh, man, it's hard to put into words. I really hope I made him proud. I know Cameron did, because having a 4.0 is impressive. But I really know that we did everything while we had the orange and blue on to make him proud. And we worked our butt off to try and keep that spirit high. he fought through last year. He had a tough time, but every time Cameron had a game, he was not missing that game. And that hit us hard because we knew that he was just fighting to watch Cameron play. And he did it. He went to every game, and by God, he watched him play. I watched him on senior day, and it was truly unbelievable.
I can say when you were playing, he was still working with us.
Yeah.
And every halftime, how's Macky doing out there? Seems to be doing fine, Coach. You're the football coach. But,
Right.
I mean, just to wrap up your thoughts on this week here, when the community comes together, and now you're a part of the coaching program at Syracuse to sort of be on the same track as your grandfather, how much does that drive you at this point?
I've got big shoes to fill. I'm not trying to be Coach Mack. I love being at Syracuse. And if I could stay here forever, I would. And I think it's the greatest place in the world. But I'm doing it the way I'm going to do it. And the way I want to do it is to have that same connection with players that my grandfather did. Because winning a lot of games is great, but changing lives is more important. And my grandfather won. For the first few years, he didn't. But he changed a lot of lives on his way there. And if I'm able to get a tenth of that type of connection with players, I know that I've done my job. And if I can go past that, then the closer I can be to him, I would love to be.
Well, certainly a good way to think about it and live your life. And again, our condolences from everyone here to everyone in your family.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.